Hi everyone and welcome to my channel. Today is going to be the last video that I'm going to make about flowers, and due to this I've chosen to talk about the cardinal flower because of its bright red color and because it is a very eye-catching flower, so I wanted to use this one as my last big flower analysis. And I am going to be talking all about cardinal flowers through the following chart that has three categories: facts, deeper meaning, and when. By facts, I mean historical facts behind the flower and where it came from, what are its features that make it popular or not so popular. And then deeper meaning, I will be talking about different cultures, different religions, or aspects that impact the symbolism of the flower in literature or in other aspects. And then when, meaning when you might gift this flower to somebody else, a holiday or a specific day, or where you might even gift it to yourself. Now, starting with facts. The cardinal flower originates from northern, southern, and central America, so around that American region. And the reason why it's only concentrated in those specific places is because the cardinal flower has a lot of qualities that make it hard to plant to some extent, even though gardeners still do it. Some of these characteristics that make it hard to plant is that it has very specific environmental preferences. The cardinal flower prefers moist areas, however, it also prefers a lot of sun, but if it's too sunny, they need shade. So you have to be very aware of what specific place you might plant the cardinal flower, and it may be hard to find this ideal place for it, which is why gardeners struggle a lot of the time to keep the cardinal flower alive. Because once they find that place, they plant the flower and then they just leave it there, and because it is considered low maintenance. However, once you leave the flower, the environment might change, which might make it more difficult for the cardinal flower to continue growing. Therefore, it is one of the reasons why it is not planted as much, even though its red color is very attractive to gardeners. Now, a second reason why the cardinal flower is not planted as much is because it is very toxic to both humans and animals if not used the correct way. It is very toxic because it has alkaloid compounds in it, meaning that it causes a lot of digestive upset in humans, convulsions, and it can even lead to death if eaten raw. Meaning you eat the petals or you eat the stem itself. It can cause death or very impactful damages to a human or a pet, which is why there's not that many predators for the cardinal flower. A lot of the time there's only slugs or snails. Therefore it is somewhat popular, however it has a lot of negatives as well. Now, going into more specific about the reasons why the cardinal flower is so popular. First, it is used sometimes as a medical herb or a medicinal herb. We know this because in the past, Native Americans have used the cardinal flower, which is why it's so concentrated in the American region. They used it to help digestive systems and to help with relaxation and overall just improve respiratory issues and the body, and also to treat headaches. So it's very helpful to calm the body and its aches. However, this had to be done in very specific ways, like brewing a herbal tea or a medical herb. Therefore, it was very difficult, and it was still considered toxic because if you ate it raw, it could truly damage your system. However, it was very useful when changed and developed in the correct way so that they could use it. Now, another reason why the cardinal flower is so popular is because it's very good for the ecosystem to some extent. The cardinal flower has a very good relationship with hummingbirds because of the nectar that it produces, which helps increase that hummingbird population, and therefore it's a positive thing for the ecosystem of the birds in general. And the cardinal flower, as I said before, it only has very few predators like the slugs and the snails. Therefore, it becomes a crucial part of the environment because it is able to give oxygen to humans without being bothered by other predators. Now, one of the reasons why gardeners think that characterize cardinal flowers as low maintenance is because they are self-seeding. By self-seeding, I mean that through the petals, the cardinal flowers, they create their own seeds. And once the seeds are done or are too heavy, they are dropped down to the floor or they fall off the petal. And once they fall off the petal with the water and the soil around them, they grow into another cardinal flower. Therefore, the gardener doesn't have to physically go and try to plant the cardinal flower because just planting one is able to produce a lot of them. However, due to this, there's not that much control over the growth of cardinal flowers. Therefore, they might start disrupting the ecosystem around them because their population is going to be so big, which is one reason why it's a little bit dangerous if not washed, and gardeners don't try to remain that balance. So there are a lot of negatives and positives to planting cardinal flowers and to their anatomy and how they are. However, it is still very popular in the American region because of its bright red color, and because a lot of its negatives can be easily managed if the gardener or the planter is looking at the flower carefully and washing it and paying attention to it. Now, moving on to the symbolism of the flowers. The reason why the cardinal flower is called cardinal is because it is named after the robes that Catholic cardinals use. That's why it's called the cardinal flower, because the Catholic cardinals use red and bright robes. And the cardinals are the spiritual leaders of the religion, which is why the cardinal flower is often associated with spirituality and peace overall, which is how it is symbolized in a lot of Christian literature and paintings. It is often associated with the Holy Spirit. Now, moving on to astrology. In astrology, the cardinal flower is related to the zodiac sign of Aries and to the planet Mars. And by being associated with these two things, the cardinal flower often represents creativity and braveness, meaning braving those things that you fear. And it is also connected to spirituality, similar in Catholic and Christian religions. In astrology, it is also that peace of mind and that overall finding harmony and relationship between your body and your soul and your feelings, that spiritual energy. This is also represented in Greek mythology through the goddess Artemis. Artemis is the goddess of the hunt and the goddess of animals, and the cardinal flower is often associated with the goddess Artemis. This two having this association between each other often represents and showcases the cardinal flower as a flower that represents life and vitality and everything, and how every organism is connected together. Therefore, this cardinal flower is very important. Now, based on all the religions and astrology and Greek mythology that we have talked about, I would say that the cardinal flower would best be gifted during a proposal, meaning in a garden of some sort or in a rain garden, because the cardinal flowers prefer to grow in the sort of moist areas. They're seen a lot in rain gardens and just gardens overall, because since the cardinal flower can be toxic, it is not sold as a plant to the public without being seen in herbal teas or herbal medicines. Therefore, the only time where you can see a cardinal flower is in a garden that's protected and has taken measures so that people are not hurt by it and do not eat it just in case. And due to this, I would say, like I said before, during a proposal in a garden of some sort, which would be beautiful, like this picture over here. It's not in a cardinal garden. However, it would be a good idea to go propose there, because since the cardinal flower represents spirituality, it sort of sets a mood for the marriage to come, because it will represent both partners being happy physically and emotionally and having a good spiritual connection, meaning that they're ready to take on that challenge and to take on that process of developing together and growing together. Therefore, I would say the best time to gift a cardinal flower or to be around a cardinal flower is during a proposal. Now, that's everything for today. I hope that you're able to use all of this information about cardinal flowers to read about it, or when you see it in different dramas or in a show, you now know what it symbolizes, so that you can continue using this knowledge in your daily life. And if you're interested, you could look up Emily Dickinson poems, because it is often seen in those poems as well as a symbol of passion and love. And however, Emily Dickinson's poems are not all about passion and love. However, it does represent that, or it might represent blood due to its very vibrant red color. However, I hope that either way, this information is helpful for you guys and that you're able to use it in your daily life. Bye.